So me, Tanner, Dylan, and one of our friends named Chris is gonna be going on a road trip in this thing. The idea came up a week ago. Tanner bought it 2 days ago and now we're leaving. Now I would wait for everyone else to get in here for me to give a tour, but I'm still too self-conscious when I record to do that, so I'm gonna do it alone because that's just easier for me. So up here we have the cockpit. I got my little books for entertainment. The stereo's Bluetooth, which is pretty sick. This is all Dylan and Chris's stuff, and also me and Chris's snowboarding stuff. Well, actually, it's not my snowboard, it's my friend Zach's, because he actually bought a snowboard. I didn't want to spend money on a rental, and he saved me $100, thanks Zach. And then all of my stuff is up in here. All of Tanner's stuff is back there. That's a bathroom that we're gonna use. This is our fridge and freezer, which, isn't cold at all. That's not good. And then we have a stove and microwave that we will never use. And a sink for dishes that we're not gonna do. And so the plan is to drive to Colorado today, stay the night, and then go snowboarding tomorrow and the day after, and then go to Arizona or something like that. And the reason I'm kind of freaking out about that freezer not working is because Flex Pro Meals sent me more meals and they need to be frozen. And if they thaw and go bad, I'm gonna be mad because there's like 20 meals in here. So 200 miles later, we're filling up, and let me tell you, that drive was painful. Whenever I drove my Corvette to California, the first like 6 hours was a warm-up and everything else was fine, but 200 miles in this, and I wanted to die. Now we're gonna see how many gallons 200 miles will last us. This bad boy has quite the thick tank. Guys, I promise I didn't even stop it. It stopped on its own at exactly $100. That is awesome. Okay, so it's 42 gallons. We're not gonna round up, okay? It's gonna be simple, 42 gallons. So 42 gallons lasted 227 miles. I'll put the math on the screen and that's our miles per gallon. And now that I'm finally done driving, I can sit at the picnic table with young Christopher and get to reading.
Oh yeah, well I'm using our microwave.
And how's it working for you?
It was a bitch.
Oh, is it going?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. I might make one of my meals. And big thanks to Flex Pro Meals. Okay, life hack for everybody. Flex Pro Meals isn't just for meal prep, for getting shredded. It's really convenient if you're doing stuff like me and you take a week's worth of food on the road in a freezer. It's pretty sick for road trips. Link in description. Whoa, making lunch. Don't know if you can see it, but microwaving on the road. It's a pretty sick feeling. And as you can see, it's now nighttime. So we made it to a Walmart parking lot, and let me tell you, ooh, pretty. Here's the sick setup. We got the attic on wheels thanks to this little guy.
You're welcome.
So Dylan and Chris are in the Walmart, which we're probably gonna stay at overnight. Just park it, YOLO it, whatever. I drove the first 200 miles, and then Dylan drove 200 miles. Then I was like, okay, I've been on these mountains way too many times. I'm driving the mountains because I'm comfortable with it. And that was such a bad idea. I'm about to cry, my back hurts, my neck hurts, my eyes are tired, I can't hear anything because my ears are plugged. Feel bad for me. And then another thing that's weird about this RV is that if the stereo is on too long, it dies. And we don't have music, we don't have the backup camera, it's just all out the window.
Fridge works most of the time, generator will turn on maybe, and good luck keeping it on, right? So, we might fucking freeze tonight, boys.
But on the bright side, I did put in the right mountain on the GPS and we're right by it.
Mellow.
So tomorrow we'll be boarding. Whoa, whoa. So we finally made it to the mountain. We got Tanner's rentals. My friend Zach gave me all of his equipment because I didn't want to spend money on the rentals. And then he had his own stuff. And now we're ready to go. So I'm gonna throw the GoPro on and we're gonna get to derping. So I was cheap and I didn't want to rent or buy a new snowsuit. So I'm wearing my dad's. Don't I look great?
I have my dad's too.
You really? Oh yeah, he does too. We'll see if mine is more marshmallowy or his. I think mine. Well, Tanner's looks just like a jacket and some snow pants, not the Marshmallow Man reincarnated. So we're now on our second day of snowboarding.
Day 3, no shower.
Yeah, that too. And today it'll be me and Tanner until Tanner gets mad and quits. Then maybe Chris will go, but he has a little foot condition that kind of gets in the way of that, so I might be alone. But since Chris isn't going today, he's gonna let me wear his like Sicc jacket, and it just doesn't look as goony as mine.
Can I wear yours? Not even kidding. Because I got a bunch of snow at my ass.
Do you really want to wear mine?
Yes.
Then can I wear yours if I go out to go just like explore?
Mine's on the compartment on the passenger side. So are my boots if you want to get them for me.
Compartment?
Yeah.
You mean stuffed in there?
No, the storage thing on the outside, you know? Yeah, so my boots are right under my jacket if you want to go get my boots too. And then my snowboard's up there if you want to get that down for me too.
What's this guy on about?
So this is now day 2. Tanner came back out. He's wearing my gear while I wear Chris's. And I noticed that I don't look as puffy as I thought I did whenever I'm in that.
Yeah, looking fly, bro.
Yeah, and I'm looking like a warrior.
Like $1 million.
Yeah! Alright, kid, let's see how the first run of day 2 goes. Also, your second run total.
Yep.
Okay. Can he do it? Will he do it? Okay, well, we gotta wait for him. Oh yeah, I guess while we wait for Tanner, I can tell you guys a little story. So, the first night we parked here, I ended up I fell asleep the first time at midnight, and then I woke up at 2 a.m. because I was about to fall out of the loft, because whenever I adjust myself at night, I like spaz out a little bit, and then I started falling off, and that woke me up at like 2 in the morning. And then come like 3:30 to 4, a cop was knocking on the door of the RV, and then I had to go answer it, and he's telling us to leave, and I said, "Buster, can we just stay a little bit longer? We're just sleeping." And then he goes, "Yeah, at sunrise you guys can leave, just make sure it's by then." And I was like, "What are you talking about? Give me a time, not a position of a shadow from a rock, okay? I need a time." And then last night when we were sleeping, we paid for overnight parking, and I guess we had to get out of there at 6 a.m., and that's when it was up. And then at 8 a.m., the guy came knocking, and then that woke us up too. So we haven't been able to sleep in this whole trip. I just did a snow vlog instead of a moto vlog. Whoa! 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 Dude, I feel so much lighter in Chris's jacket. Cause see how massive that one is? This one's so tiny. I'm just going backwards watching Tanner try not to hit somebody. Oh, he's passing me. Oh, you didn't fall. You're getting the hang of it. So we're gonna go ahead because he's gonna slow and I don't like that. And this is also how I flew into a tree, is going too fast. But, you know, you never really live until you almost die, you know? I'll wait for Tanner at this sign. Oh, he's not too far behind. Sick. But yeah, I don't know if I would like snowboarding alone, because with a partner it's just so much more sick. Kind of like riding a motorcycle, it's fun in a group. So hopefully Tanner keeps on going ham, and then we can go down the hard slopes instead of the easy ones. I want to go down there, but I think Tanner would actually die if we did that. Oh, he got stuck on a flat part. He has to hobble over. Big rip. So me and Tanner went down separate parts, because I want to take the hard part and he'd take the easy part, and then they meet back up at one spot where you take a right, where you take a left or a right. And I guess he didn't notice that it was a little fork in the road or something.
Nope.
And so he went left when we should have gone right. So I sat up there calling him because I thought he hadn't gotten there yet. Then I was like, "Sa, dude, where are you?" And he's like, "I went left." And then I was like, "Oh no, that's gonna be a lot of work to get back." Because if we went right, we would have gone right where we started and he could go to the RV. But we went left, so now we're over here when we should be over here. And this lift is the only lift that's on, and it's taking us over here. So we pretty much have to ride sideways across the mountain. All because child didn't listen to father.
Shut up, Dad.
So we're back in the RV, Tanner's out returning all of his stuff, and we're done snowboarding because I'm the only one that like thoroughly enjoys it, because Dylan wasn't too great.
I enjoyed it when I did well, okay? I enjoyed it when I did well.
And then Tanner, he needed a bit more practice, but he was having troubles keeping up. And then Chris has this thing where if there's too much pressure or something, or friction on his feet and shins, that they get all blistery, so he couldn't go a second day. And I'm the only one in full complete health that's also a pro, so I didn't want to leave everyone sitting in the car while I derp. So now we're headed to Arizona or something. So it's a few hours later, and we're parked and taking a break. We're not gonna go to Arizona anymore, we're gonna go to New Mexico, where there's like white sand dunes and it's all pretty. It'll be like snow again, but dry and hot. So it's a couple days later. My original, no, not a couple, it's like 5, I'm sorry guys. So my original plan was to make separate videos of Colorado, LA, going home, but we haven't really done anything in California but meet back up with old friends, hang out and derp a little bit, just nothing to record. But I do have a story time.
Hold up, Quentin, sorry, it's important business to tend to. Come on, come on, come on. Alright, you're good. Go ahead, come on.
Fucking chomping. So, I've had the stressful drives of the trip. Chris did good one time. Tanner
drove from here to Laguna in the rain.
Well,
scary.
I drove 200 miles, okay? And I
straight in Kansas.
There was no problems. I drove the boring part.
Okay. So, we were leaving Colorado in the mountains. We got through the mountains. I was like, sick. We're home free. We're on the way to Albuquerque to stay the night, so we're halfway to California. But the thing is, there was 50 miles of an open range field, so there's no fences. I had to dodge a horse that was in my lane before someone else came the other way, so I had to get in their lane, get back in mine, and hope they dodged it too. And then after that, we saw like 2 elk or something, and then a fox, and then another like whale deer or something. It looked weird. And I was like, sick, I did all that. I'm great at driving. I'm awesome. And so we get to Laguna at Zach's like 4 days later, and then we hang out there. We're like, all right, see ya, we're leaving. Little did we realize we left at rush hour. 5 o'clock in California. Not fun.
And it gets dark at 5, and it was raining, and the lanes are smaller than Dylan's
Legs.
So I'm driving down. It's a busy road. It's 2 lanes, like going one way, 2 going the other. I don't know if that's called a 2-lane highway, maybe, probably.
Could be.
Highway.
4
And
lane.
so we're just chilling, going like 40, 30 miles an hour, somewhere in there. And everyone's getting in and out of their cars on the right lane, being tard mode. And I was like, I don't want to be a part of that. So I got in the left for like the whole time. And then we're like 500 feet from our turn to get off and go to the highway. So I'm like, okay, I'll get in the right now. I get in the right lane. There were maybe 4 cars left until we were home free, parked on the side of the road. And this lady swings her door open into our lane. And I'm like, okay, sick. Do I slam on the brakes? No, because I'll still hit her. Do I get in the left lane? No, because I'll hit someone else that's moving. And so I was just like, all right, whoops. And I hit her door with the mirror, and I thought it hit the part where the door is to get into the van and ripped her door off because it was a big bang. So right after that, I was like, sick. Here's our turn. And then I park in a gas station right by it. And so I walk out, I'm like, hey, I was the one in the van. Who's the tard that opened their door? Didn't say it like that. And so this lady comes out, you hit my car! And I said, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, but you hit it. Is your door fine? Look at it. Well, you know what? Yeah, fine. Like, I'm walking out there like, I've had enough today. You're not gonna help. I'm gonna defuse the situation, because I'm awesome. And so I look at her door, and I don't know how, because it was a nuclear blast. There was no mark on her door. There's a little bit of our paint that I just picked off and threw on the ground. But that was it. We go to our car and look at it, and
I wanted to show him.
I'm showing him.
Fine.
And that is the mirror we're now working with. That part is from Walmart that I velcroed on there. It does literally nothing. It's a big blur. So now, go back about 4 hours ago, okay? I Googled, okay, got on my phone, Googled, shops near me for vehicles. And I called one. I was like, hey, need a new mirror. Saw, dude. And then he's like, sick, give me your information, email me some pictures, whatever. So I'm emailing Gary for about 30 minutes, trying to figure out if he can fix our mirror. And then he emails me, he's like, sorry, don't know what we're doing. And I was like, sick, you guys are idiots. Yeah. And so I called, I think another shop or something. I talked to them, gave them my VIN number. They said, your car doesn't exist. I said, thanks, Buster. And he said, how about you call a Ford instead? Hey, guys. And so I called a Ford dealership, and they're like, hey, your car doesn't exist. And I was like, what do you mean? And then he said, this used to be a camper van turned into an RV. It's just an at-home little project that someone did. And so then they said, call a glass shop. So I called a glass shop. They said, we don't know what we're doing. We'll send you to someone else. So then I met the one. This sweet lady answered the phone all nice. I gave her everything. She said, oh, this is the problem with the VIN. She figured it out. She got our mirror. There was one left, which is all we needed. And then,
We need a backup. Whoa.
and then she said the only open appointment would be tomorrow, which is a Friday, because today's Thursday, at 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. And tomorrow is the last weekday, and we're trying to leave Saturday, so we need this fixed on Friday, which it will be, maybe. And then we also have a meeting with Dibs at sometime in the afternoon, like 2 or 3, so 1 was even more perfect. There was 1 left at the perfect time. It was sick. And then after
It was epic. Epic.
It was totally epic.
Epic.
And then after we ended the call, I said goodnight, and she said it back.
All that on my channel, Tanner Brungar. It goes Tanner BRAUN.
From the depths of my soul, I just want to spread.
Guys, this crazy man ripped off our Walmart mirror.
What the heck?
That's not a crazy man, that's a Safe Light man. Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace, not sponsored. So I got in there, and I was like, hey, have an appointment. The lady looked at me all confused, like, no you don't. And I was like, check. And so once she finally figured out that I had an appointment, then we looked at the mirror, and the guy said, by the way, this is the wrong mirror. And I said, what you mean, man? And then he said, this whole RV is some custom built thing. It's just too complicated. We got the wrong thing. And I was like, when can you get the right thing? Where's it at? And they said, it'll be here in a few days. And I said, we don't have a few days. And so I said, go ahead and slap on the wrong mirror. We just need it to be more street legal than a Walmart mirror Velcroed on. And they were like, okay, you're going to sign some papers though. And I said, alright, do it. Well guys, a quick update. This is Tanner's front yard. It snowed here. So I didn't record any of the way home because we were sitting and operating a car and that was it. So now I'm gonna get all my stuff, go home, drink some water, shower, have a snack, get in my car that goes fast, and go to the gym. And that's about it. Leave a like if you liked it. Hope this was a good video.